the thunder! This better be good.
Hello guys, I'm here with you to cast the other games, which was the 40 plus Boules club with team name, and I'm here with Hey Random. Hello Hey Random.
Hello.
So Alara versus Daggerah is a brutal matchup.
Absolutely. That's just a spells disaster for the Zagara player.
Yeah, it's almost impossible, I would say.
I think Vor versus Dahaka too is kind of hard for Dahaka, especially in the early game.
Yeah, he would need Tyra Creepers. I use a lot of Muda, but I don't see that well. That a lot, I have to say. Kerrigan versus Takis, what do you think?
I think that Kerrigan has the edge early game. If he goes the Ling Hydra build, it's just it's like a should outscale like somewhere around the 11 to 13 minute mark, I would say.
Yeah, early game Hydra do a lot of DPS, and if they're pushing, I mean, if Kerrigan is pushing with the Broodlords and if she has the front line, it's fine for her. But if she fight Leaks, she will have nothing to protect the Broodlords, and she will die very quickly. Okay, we go back to the game. Yeah,
let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. I'll fast forward a bit the early game. Kerrigan.
Looks like Vora is immediately going tier 3.
Frozen immediately go tier 3, okay. Versus Rehaka, okay, yeah. That could work. Do you use Shadow Guard versus Haka, or are you too scared of the psionic aspect?
I mean, Shadow Cards are good versus Dahaka. It's just that it can be kind of hard to stack your Stalkers if you have already melee units. So you could definitely forego the Shadow Guards in the early game and just go a bunch of Stalkers, and then I like to make the Impalers dance by making them burrow and then blinking back as soon as they're about to shoot the Stalkers. And then they have to go forward and burrow again.
Almost missed the bunker here. They are putting some early pressure on the bunker here. Basil, Chirartem will directly defend that. Second already? Dude. Oh, bunker's 719 HP now. Yeah, Zagara in tourney, I'm very surprised to see her in tourney too. Same. I think it's a bit of risk taking, and maybe it's also something like, hey, we can pull Zagara out versus other team. Just be aware that we also play Zagara in tourney, but it's very risky to pick her, I think. She has too many hard counters.
They're doing the Kerrigan Zagara combo, so they're hoping to get like creep like out on the field really fast, so Zagara can benefit from the movement speed from it.
Yeah. And bunker is already down.
Zagara is possibly the best commander to scale off of movement speed.
Yeah, definitely. But here the bottom team is pushing much quicker than the creeps we had. We have a Blaze. Blaze is good versus Zagara versus Kerrigan because it's gonna prevent the early game Hydra. And it's also good to have one versus Broodlord, so it's very versatile unit. But some people prefer the Sam opener to deal with a hero.
Yeah, it probably would have been better here, because he's jumping backwards.
Destroyers? You have so many good units versus Zagara, why would you choose Destroyers? What's a good reason to do that?
I can't explain. I don't know about that one.
Okay, Mutalisks.
Maybe he wanted something that was more effective versus the Haka leaking into, but he hasn't even gotten there at that point.
Okay, we have the Sam with the 2 upgrades to deal with Kerrigan and the Blaze too for the Hydra. So now Kerrigan Takis build is good. No oil for some reason.
And that Sam was like really delayed on the bomb.
More destroyers. What? I thought it was a bait, but two captures is pretty good reaction. Because at first, if I see 1 or 2 destroyers, I'm thinking, hey, he tried to bait me to do captures. Okay, second mutas.
The problem with the destroyer build is that it's like heavily like mineral dependent. So it basically says, hey, if Zagara wants to like if Zagara's gonna lose his wave, then Alarak needs more minerals than Zagara, which is not always a good thing because they have an early game comp as well.
Full Zagara air build. So I don't understand this. It's weak versus hunter killers, and hunter killers are needed for Chashka to push into Phoenix 2. So it's good for him. But of course, for Farazun, it's always hard to push into a Farazun. Second mutas. I really like muta versus Farazun. I know a lot of people don't do them, but I really like them.
I do too. What I don't like is this early game air. He's forgoing all of his tempo advantage by going air instead of going stalkers.
What? You mean the Farazun? The Farazun. Okay. No, I play like him, so I won't blame him. But it's true that it's you lose your early game advantage. Definitely right with that. And here Corsairs will be totally key for Zagara. The Storms, nice. Shadow Guards doing their job. Okay, Creeper host is down now. How do you deal with Dehaka mutas as Frozen?
You can do something with microing like a few stalker packs and just going forward on them and having them aggro while your Corsairs will shoot them. But it can be hard.
Yeah, I think if there is too many of them, the Corsairs will never be enough, and you will need Dark Archons. There's no doubt about this. But for a couple, you can deal with them with a lot of different ways. And yeah, Stalkers, Corsairs. Here the Corsairs are always useful also versus Zagara. I mean, the Storm are crazy good versus her. The Disruption Web, I mean. The Hole.
Bit early, but
We'll
see.
Yeah, it was
I don't like
okay-ish.
Oracle versus the Haka.
You don't like what?
Oracle versus the Haka.
Yeah, because of the roar, or because of what?
Because you're giving him psionic and air.
Yeah.
Like, if he just ate the Shadow Guard, you're just giving him psionic. But if he eats Oracle, you also give him the air attack, so he's gonna aggro all of the Void Rays.
A lot of hunter killers now. There's no way the Alarak can defend that. No way. Alarak is still committing to his real build. Still no Ascendant. Yeah, usually you do Ascendants, maybe Vanguards, but any other unit is kind of less powerful early game.
Yeah.
You can use Stalkers and Slayers, never bad to have to cover. It also gives you some versatility. If you go Slayers, if you have at least a couple Slayers and you have some air leaks, you can deal with them.
Yeah, for sure. In both builds, you always go Slayers.
Oh, scan. Scan. Jackass is not really threatened by the Dehaga build, that's a good thing. Protecting. Second Cannonball. Cannonball versus Kerrigan, do you use it?
Yeah, I do. It's pretty good. Maybe not second cannibal. I usually only limit myself to one of them. It just has it's just stats. Like that's about it. Like cannibal is all about the stats, and it's really good with in most comps.
Yeah, amazing DPS. And the Tyra. Ooh, the Tyra already. Oh, dude. Dude, that Dehaga has so much on the ground. Already 2 Creeper Tyra and a lot of meters. Where does the money come from? But none of this unit are good to push into Tychus. So that might give top team some tempo. A lot of Hydra fucking lot of Hydra. Oh shit, Mothership. Oh, Mothership.
That's not that great. Well, maybe with this Tychus.
Yeah, alone it won't work well. And it's a full air build versus Zagara. That's... yeah. I think air versus Zagara can work if you have something to deal with the Scorch. For example, Farazun have the Corsairs, so the Scourge won't do much versus Farazun, so... But Alarak might lack, if you don't have at least Ascendant to kill the Scourges or something, it's much more difficult, I think. Yeah, it's 2 cannonballs with revive, so that's a lot of cannonballs, and cannonballs are... I mean, versus Hydra, the best unit is still the Blaze, I think. Maybe the Nux, but the cannonball is lack the AoE to deal with that many stone. That many Hydra. But yeah, maybe, and Alarak... Oh shit. That hurts.
Yeah.
That's another reason I didn't thought about, but yeah. Now that I see it, it seems really obvious.
for it.
Okay, GG.
GG.
Game 2, so Abather and Statman ban.
This looks more reasonable bans. Stepman, they wanted to pick Phoenix and Artanis. You know, I think that Stepman's reasonable.
I mean, when you have a Manx in your team, banning Statman is... I don't think that... I'm not sure I understand it that well. I mean, Phoenix, okay. But even...
Because
no, it's not that weak. And Artanis, it's not that weak versus Statman. A bit weak. And you have a
maybe
Manx.
they were like scared of like Ultralisk just ruining the day. I don't know.
Okay. And Abather, okay, Honor, definitely good. Carax, okay, understand. Raynor, of course. This is more like sensible to me. Honor versus Phoenix, what do you think about the matchup?
I think that Horner should win it. And it's really hard for Phoenix to come back as soon as Horner does win it. But yeah. Phoenix does have the early game.
Yeah, the early game for Phoenix, I think it's fine. But the more the game advances, the more it becomes almost impossible for Phoenix. And Artanis versus Carax?
The 50-50. Either side could win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if Karak stacks, it's almost impossible for Artanis, but in theory, Artanis can defend, I think, and reach the carriers, which is and disintegrate them, which is like really key. Do you use ground Artanis versus Karax, or you go straight to air?
I go straight to air.
You go straight to air.
But
yeah, me too.
theoretically, Ground Artanis could beat Karax if you do like mass reverse shenanigans, but I haven't tested it out. Theoretically.
Yeah, it's theoretic, and you're always scared. As you know, the late game will be about air domination. It's always dangerous to like overcommit to reverse. Yeah. And Rainer versus Manx, what do you think?
I think that people give it too much of a bad rap. I think that it definitely could be a 50-50, maybe slightly in Max's favor.
Okay. Yeah, for me it's really like Rainer wins the early game, Manx wins the late game. The PoA is almost impossible to kill as Rainer. Even if you have a lot of Vikings, you could blink forward with the PoA and Yamato them. And Shadow Guards make any large amount of bio like almost impossible. But early game as Rainer, I mean, the bio just rape, and if your unit has spreaded, the Shadow Guards won't do any miracle. The Aegis looks weak to Marauders. Everybody say it's Meng's favorite, but I don't understand for the early game.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my take on it. Okay, go back to the game. Okay, let's go. Back. Pause. I will fasten a bit the very early game. So first line we have that Phoenix versus Honor. Do you open Adepts or Scouts versus Honor? Or it depends?
I think my build nowadays is just mass scouts. I feel like if you do like a hybrid build, it makes it weaker to if the Horner
Switch.
tries to go behind bunker or something like that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, me too. I go full Scouts. I add some Adept at some points because I think, I don't know, the more you have Scouts at some point, they just feel too weak to AoE and of sometimes other ways, but I think Scouts opening is just stronger than Adepts opening. I don't know why you were playing Adepts back in the day all the time.
Well, scouts have gotten buffs too, so.
Yeah, that's right. We have the trooper getting killed. Chirartem with the Phoenix on the second round, so without gas. First position you cannot have Phoenix second round if you gas. Shishka opening with ground. Yeah, I didn't read the chat. Ascendant is such a good unit versus Zagara, even versus the Hack Helix. But instead we got a mothership with 5 destroyers. Like the good old days, yeah. And Mirage opening for Karax. Tempest. Okay, straight to Tempest. I personally open Phoenixes versus Mirages. I think they do quite okay and they win my tempo. What would you do? But Tempests are really the bread and butter in the matchup.
I'm a Tempest gamer.
Tempest? You go straight to Tempest.
Yeah.
But do pure Tempest beats pure Mirages? I would say
Pure
they
Mirages?
lose. Yeah.
Like without Energizer Mind Control?
Yeah, but it's even worse if you mind control Energizer. But if I see a pure Tempest opening, I just add Mirages and I think I should win them. Ouch! That fight from Phoenix was nice. 2 Vikings already? Why? Ah, for the leaks? Oh, I don't know. Why would you do Viking versus Minsk that early? It's like 400 minerals. And versus the Tempest leaks, the Marines do okay. But they will be useful in the game for sure. I mean, this game will be a lot about air dominance. I mean, the first line is always it's all about air dominance. The second line is all about air dominance. So why not do some Vikings? We have the scouts opener from Chirartem. I like this. We have an observer. I don't know why. I mean, Chirartem invested for an observer. I don't see any cloak tunic in this game. What the fuck is that? Just in case. Mirage has the advantage against Tempest, as expected. At least for me.
I guess one of the common openers for Honor is Race, so maybe you just didn't want to get cheesed. I don't know.
Okay. Emperor Shadow cloaking. Yeah, still no gas on Phoenix. Good remark, Magic Total. But yeah, I see that a lot in tournament, player playing with no gas. There is a lot more. In my recent experience in-house, there's a lot of much different policy on gassing. I see good players gassing a lot and good players not gassing at all. I see both now.
I would say the most.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought he was gonna go full Vikings now instead of just ground and Vikings, I guess.
Nice micro from Temilian, trying to make the Viking stack. So it's really to win the air dominance against the other wave, but it might not work versus if you're getting pushed, even with the micro for landing and not landing. The same for Chashka. He doesn't take the air threat seriously right now. I mean, only 3 Vikings and still a lot of ground versus that build from Chirartem, which is mostly air, but air.
This is what they were hoping for.
Yeah.
This is the threat of Kachar and Horner, because there's the Vikings just sit behind these mirages that are tanky. It's like one of the most cancer stacks to deal with sometimes.
Yeah. Micro, the Vikings, nice. But he doesn't have enough bio or stuff to deal with the. But it's one tank now. So they really want to create that slack at the bunker with the Viking micro, the tank, and now the BC already. Ouch, dude, this hurts. Already a good stack from bottom team right now. And the Yamato will take care of the Phoenix. 1 annihilator, so I guess it's for the Archons.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah, it's usually it's not standard. I mean, you should... For the Archon, I use just carriers. Or I am ever wrong? I mean, this game will all be about air dominance, so annihilators might become a liability. Might have been slightly overkill. Yeah, I think Maria is talking about the beam, because there was already a ton of Viking stacking, plus the Viking from the other waves. But it was a nice one. It was a nice one, and honestly, it's the best stack to use the beam on. The scouts are really like overlapping a lot.
Phoenix pushing back. That's why I don't really like a SPC this early.
Mm-hmm.
If you just went pure Vikings, you probably would have won that.
Yeah, I mean there's a hero Phoenix too to kill, so we need something.
Yeah, but your units are the air to ground units that he has are too low range, so they're gonna be the ones that always die first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True. Sky Fury?
It's all about damage.
Why would you
control in
just
the
Sky
early
Fury?
game.
Explain me why Manx does Sky Fury, please.
I guess he's like, hey, you know, this game's all about air dominance. We're just gonna do what the other team is doing, and Vikings.
That shoot air, right? No, I mean in this game I think it's a mistake because all the Viking countered the Sky Furies basically. Rainer's Viking are good versus Sky Furies, mineral to mineral, and of course Honor's Vikings are very good. And even the Mirages, I mean, it's not that Sky Furies are weak, it's just that it's a lot of XP that are not used for something else. And versus Rainer, you need Shadow Guards, maybe Aegis, and PoE obviously. And PoE is so good versus, especially when you see that many Vikings, it just seems Yamato them. Second Sky Fury here.
He didn't land his Sky Fury. Could have landed it for an extra shield.
Yeah, and attack speed, no?
Yeah. Or is it damage?
I think it's attack. Not sure. Attack speed, attack damage. You're right, attack damage. And normally the AI does it well alone. You just need to let the AI do his job. He's already +2 armor, the Artemis. His integration on the Viking. Yeah, the Sky Fury won't be able to shoot anything but mirages, and they'll just die. Microing the Vikings to make them stack behind. Okay. So here the TI Ravens also have a role that they, as they are light, they tank well versus the scouts who just burns versus armored. They take some shot, making the Vikings survive better. But the team is pushing pretty hard now. And try to snipe the bunker. It's true that Annihilators to push into... I don't use them in the matchup versus Artemis, but it's true that if he is confident that he will push into Manx with that, it's pretty good. And it's also can save you in case of PoE or stuff like this.
Yeah. It's not a horrible option.
And it's much better to push into a Manx that mass carriers, especially a Manx that loves Furies. Very nice meme. Link, will try to snipe the bunker.
The Phoenix is already dead, why are you killing him even more?
The bunker, save the bunker! Oh, killed by an orbital.
Yeah, those orbitals, people used to get really mad about them like sniping structures all the time.
Yeah.
You
It's
almost
the
never
only...
hear about that anymore.
Yeah, Mirage can kill your planetary fortress. A tank now? Nice stasis. some Dragon added for the anti-air. I guess for the leaks mostly.
I like the tier 3 galleons with Hellions production. I've been using it a lot now on Hunter.
The fact that
Because those Hellions, when they die, they'll give attack speed to your allies too. It might not seem like a lot, but if you give attack speed to like 20 Mirages, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Or even for the Ranger Vikings.
Heavy pressure now on the Planetary Fortress. Will it beat? Will it beat? 200, 100, and GG! Okay, let's look at the third game. Okay, so we have Team 1 banning Phoenix and Team 2 banning the Haka. Okay, banning the Haka when you have a Nova, yeah, this I can understand. Nova is worst nightmare, is the Haka. And Honor is not happy, and Tychus maybe neither for the Haka, so I can understand that. And for the other wave, it's less clear. Why won't you like... This time it's the opposite, the Team 1, I don't understand well. What do you do by ban Phoenix if you have Alarak, Abathur, and Frozen?
Again, well, like Phoenix is pretty good into Alarak, and is pretty good into Vora. Maybe that's... I think Phoenix is pretty good into all three of them.
Really? For me, Abathur is good versus Phoenix. Not early game, but and I don't know. Lady M4 beats him too, right? I don't know. Okay, about the matchup, Alarak versus Nova. What do you think? Is it pretty close?
I haven't figured out this matchup that well. I think that Nova is favored, but Alarak should have the tempo advantage if he micros perfectly.
Yeah, for me it's pretty close. I mean, early game Nova's Marine are still a pain, even if though they are expensive now. Not as much as a pain as before. And you know, libs are always problematic, and the air is very problematic, but Alarak late game with the Wrathwalkers becomes a beast too. Honor versus Abathur. Of course, it should be a Abathur favorite, just because the Muta are a pain.
Yeah, they're just so hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's really hard to deal with. But you can do something as Honor with your mine and stuff. But Abathur can answer with good positioning. It's always a shame because Abathur is favored, but if Abathur gets pushed into, if Honor is pushing, the formation of the Muta lose their formation, and that might change quite a bit. And
I think
what
the
do you think?
Backmans are the biggest threat, I guess.
Yeah, especially if you have leaks, because the Muta will be all clumped up when the mine arrive.
And Vor versus Tychus, I think it's just Vor favored. I don't understand why people thought that Vor was not favored for like a longest time, but I guess it was just like all the Tychus mans are beating pubs. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's agreeing with you. I think Tychus is very good in the matchup, but I guess versus a very good Forazon who like Stasis, how to say, Stormweb. Change Stormweb your units, you cannot do much. But Forazon lacks some DPS in the matchup, and for Nikara heal per good time can do a lot of works, right? But yeah, if Fora is good at micro perfectly, I mean...
It's mostly about like whether or not the Tychus can land his stun grenade on the CTs. If he can, then he wins the matchup. If he can't, then he loses. But then he also has to deal with like hole and stuff like that, which is so bad for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. But it's
Yeah,
it really depends on the skill of the four, I think. You're right, Wava.
I got in first position this time. Interesting. They're trusting Temilian to set the pace of the game.
Temilian, what does he play?
He's playing Alaric.
Hmm.
Oh,
I don't know because yeah, Nova can be good early versus Alarak. I don't know. I've no idea how it can work for the first matchup.
I think that with the cost reduction on Slayers, it like completely flipped the matchup. Well, on top of the cost nerf on the Marines.
What are you saying? The use of Slayers what?
Yeah, I think that with the cost reduction on Slayers and the cost nerf on the Marines, it kind of completely flipped the matchup when it came to early game. But I think the late game is pretty much the same, where Nova just goes Marine, Kaleith, Hollow Decoy, and just dominates everything.
Mm-hmm. And but what's I don't know what you're talking about. What's the cast reduction?
Yeah, the Slayer
The
got a
cost.
5
Sorry,
cost
the
reduction.
cost reduction. Yeah, the cost
Yeah.
reduction.
On Slayer he got a 5 mineral nerf, and then the Marines got a 5 mineral. Or sorry, Slayer got a 5 mineral buff, and the Marines got a 5 mineral nerf.
Yeah. But it makes it more balanced because before it was almost impossible for Alarak early.
Yeah.
Utah opening. Already a Taya Raven in front to tank, that's a nice move. Taya Raven are light and Utah are anti-armored units. Blink back to try to sack at the bunker with Phoenix, good job. And the Shadow Guards opener, forcing a scan. Marines. They have their 2 upgrades that make them really nice, really powerful, but Alarak will win this time. The first mine, I like the positioning. I mean, here it might get sniped by Alarak, but the idea of the mine in front with a Raven that will attract all of the Mula. Shit! It was wasted on the leaks, unfortunately for him.
Yep.
And he's kind of wasted his Warhunter right here on the leak. Two Stalkers. He already has explosion?
No.
No. Yes, it has.
Oh, it does. It didn't explode the Shadow Guards?
Yeah, I'm not
did
sure
it?
what happened. I saw the explosion, but it didn't work. But maybe the Shadow Guard blinked away, I don't know. Because usually you don't have the blink away with the Shadow Guard. But... Okay, Temilian blinking forward. Bunker is going down, and the mines. I mean, Horner is really bad at defending Alarak. Especially in Alarak who has that build. It's unlucky for him to have that. Maybe the mine will have it. I don't know.
Ooh, those mag mines.
Yeah, mag mines are
Completely
crazy
broke
good.
that
Mag mines are crazy good, and they're one of the reasons in Abatha versus Honor. Honor has a chance because he can defend bunkers with that, and that's very efficient. No, he blinked the DT at the last second. Did it? I had the impression they were in the explosion, but here it didn't. So he might be blinking it at the last second, I don't know. On the turrets.
Yeah, probably.
I think you cannot blink you don't have the shadow retreat on the shadow guards, but you can blink them on other offensive units. 3 Widow Mine. The farmhoods will be also very useful to push into attackers. Very annoying to deal with. Because pushing into attackers with Mass Muta is not the best thing. At least you have something. So if he can, he will probably convert them, I guess.
Blinked forward. Oh,
how does he do that?
Shadow slash to dodge the explosion.
How does he do that? I don't understand.
Because they get invincibility frames when they in the Shadow Fury.
Ah, it's that. Wow. Wow, that's pretty nice. Okay, the bunker is already under. Oh shit, dude, this is GG. Team 3 won that. Very well played from Team 40 plus Boules. I mean, those are uncontested until now. They won all their series of games. Probably the favorite team right now by a large margin. What do you think?
Yeah, they lost only one game.
Yeah, they lost only one game.